Today we're serving up wild garlic pesto. Hi guys, welcome back to Bread and Butter. Today we're gonna make some pesto. Pesto is one of my favorite things because you can serve it up with some nice cheese, like a nice mozzarella and some tomatoes. I love adding pesto to sandwiches. A pasta with pesto, just thin it out with some pasta water. It's so delicious and so universal, and you can use tons of different vegetable greens to make the pesto. For example, the classic pesto, you use basil, but could you use something else? Yes, you could use arugula, you could use spinach. If you bought carrots at a farmer's market and they have those greens, you could totally make a carrot greens pesto. Let me know in the comments below if you want my recipe for that carrot top pesto. But today, we're gonna make an ultra healthy, let's say uber healthy pesto, because we're gonna be using this stuff. Now, let me just check with my phone. So this is, I call it wild garlic, but I think it's called Ramson's Allium ursinum, known as wild garlic, Ramson's, cowleeks, cow's leek, buckrams, broad-leaved, there are lots of options, but you got the point. I live in the Czech Republic, and this stuff here is called bear garlic because they believe that when the bear wakes up after hibernation, that this is the first stuff that he eats to kind of get his system going, because it's very, very nutrient dense. It has a lot of antioxidants and tons of health properties. And so we're gonna be using that and all the healthy good stuff. So what else do we need for a perfect pesto? You need some olive oil. Now you can use the really good stuff, not the cooking oil, but the expensive one that you pour in salads. But keep in mind, if your olive oil has these bitter notes, they will totally transfer to your pesto. So today I'm just gonna be using my basic, mild, ideal for cooking olive oil, because it's more neutral, but healthy and delicious. But you can use a different oil if you like. We're gonna need something acidic. You could use some lime juice or some lemon juice. I always go with apple cider vinegar. Now, nuts. In a classic pesto, you've gotta have some nuts. I like me some pine nuts, but you could totally use walnuts, for example, maybe even macadamias. You can play around with the ingredients. And cheese. I love me some cheese in my pesto. Today I'm gonna be using a nice aged Parmesan cheese, but maybe you could sub this for nutritional yeast if you're kind of lactose intolerant and you don't eat cheese, or if you can eat cheese, maybe try a pecorino. And salt. My pesto loves salt. And we're not gonna be using any other alliums like garlic or shallot because we have this stuff, and it does have some of those allium notes. Now the perfect way to do it is probably get a mortar and pestle and kind of just grind everything up into a paste, but hell no, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna get a blender and just go the easy route. I want to share some tips and tricks that I've kind of gathered up over the years. First of all, you can always toast your nuts. That will make them a bit more fragrant and probably more kind of toasty and delicious, but you always have to let them cool down before adding them to the pesto. Otherwise, your greens are probably gonna go brown. That's a big no-no. Second point, I like to thin out my pesto with water. Some people will add more olive oil, but to me that just gives it a bit too much richness, and I do want it to be light. Now the main thing with pesto, I mean, you can follow my recipe, it's down below in the description, but you always have to try and adjust to your liking. Some people, like me, like it more acidic, so I kind of really go heavy with the apple cider vinegar. Maybe you want yours to be a bit more salty. If you're using pecorino, you must add a lot of freshly ground pepper. That will give it like cacio e pepe vibes. But yeah, just try and adjust. This is so good. It's one of my favorite pestos. Definitely not one to eat before, let's say, a date night, because this is a wild garlic and it does have that like punchy garlicky notes, but it's not just like vegetal, it's even, I would say, a bit sweet. Now, this is what I like to serve pesto with. Carrots, cucumbers, celery. I think these are called endives. What's that other word for endives? Chicory. You can sometimes find like a greenish, whitish variety, or these absolutely stunning, like kind of purpley ones. They have bitter notes in them, and that really, I think, works well with a pesto. I'm expecting guests. I always have like a variety of veg, different like crackers and breads and grissini sticks, which I serve with lots of different dips and sauces. I should probably make a playlist for this channel where I can kind of like put them all together. Besides a pesto, you must have something like a tzatziki with like some Greek yogurt, some mint, some cucumber. I love a muamara, which I make with pomegranate molasses and some walnuts. I'll share the recipe. A feta dip. It's just like a perfect thing to snack on and to serve if you don't want to like cook up a whole meal. This is delicious. See you soon.